Preparing to live stream. Okay. ठीक है. How many of you can work out the MR for this guy? Have I talked about this in class ever? The dot 5 H2O?
No, sir.
Okay. Hey, we're live on YouTube, guys. I'll share the link. I sent it as a DM to Omar. Let me send it to everyone.
It's very delayed.
Okay. ठीक है. Now, the dot 5 H2O means something unique. Do you guys recall copper sulfate crystals, which we tried to make to separate in separation techniques? How many of you recall that? Thumbs up for if you recall it. I think people might not recall it too well.
So the what?
The copper sulfate crystals, do you guys recall that? Let me try opening it up. All right. So over here, you had a solution of copper sulfate. It was blue in color. What you did was you heated the water, or you allowed the water to evaporate until the water decreased. Now, remember, there's a certain amount of something that can dissolve in water. Anything has a specific quantity of it dissolving in water. So once the water goes away, the water is decreasing. So less and less of the substance already dissolved can dissolve in it. So what ends up happening is you do a test with it as well, but what ends up happening is that substance starts turning into crystals because it starts undissolving in the liquid. Okay. And these copper sulfate crystals, we've seen them over here. We filter it out to separate them. So it's one of our separation techniques. Either you can reconnect in 10 minutes. If you're having issues, that's fine. Okay. If you guys recall this well, there's something called copper sulfate and copper sulfate crystals. Okay. And what's different about them is one is just powdery. Just let me try finding a picture of copper sulfate crystals versus copper sulfate. CuSO. Okay, this is what it looks like. So you have simple copper sulfate, it's a powdery, it looks like slightly bluish tinted powder. It's basically white. And what happens is if you leave the crystals, if you make the crystals, it turns into these shiny little crystal things. Now, these are broken into tiny things. They can be bigger crystals, right? And they're blue in color. And you can see as soon as you start dripping some water onto it, the white turns to very distinct, very pretty looking blue, right? Now, we don't get to the detail of how or why this is happening. It's just one of those things that happens. Okay. And copper sulfate shows up a lot. And there's one other, I think, magnesium sulfate as well. Okay. So the difference between a crystal and powdered form is the powdered form is very similar to how you've seen sodium chloride, let's say, is just copper sulfate. But with the crystal, what happens is with each copper sulfate, with copper sulfate, like their ions, right? What happens is, I think with the copper, there's no sulfate, the sulfate is far away. It takes up to 5 water molecules with it. It just bonds with them, has weak bonds with them. We don't study this. I'm just telling you one thing, like something like that, something close to that. So it has up to 5 water molecules around each copper. And that's what gives it its different color and its distinct properties, where this is all powdery, this is all crystally. Okay. And why is that important to us is when you have a crystal, its chemical formula will be CuSO4.5H2O. That means essentially it's another way of just writing CuSO4 plus 5H2O. That means there, for each copper sulfate molecule, because it's not really a molecule, right? You have 5 water K molecules with it. For every 1 copper and every 1 sulfate ion, there are just 5 water molecules with it. So how would you calculate the MR for this? You'll say, this is a little thick. The MR is equal to, well, it has 1 copper in it, 1 sulfur in it, 4 oxygens in it. I'll put a hat on oxygen, right? And it has 5 water molecules. Added separately. So this is the copper sulfate, and this is the 5 water molecules. And I'm adding that to the mass of it. Does that make sense? How many of you guys followed that train of thought?
Yes.
Straightforward, right? So it looks confusing and everything, but what essentially you have to do is just add 5H2O to this to find out the MR. That's the only difference. So when it's another, and there are different words for it. Sometimes they'll say copper sulfate this thing. Another word for it is copper sulfate crystals, like how it's written in the question. But crystals are generally called, another way of referring to them is hydrated copper sulfate. And that makes absolute sense because it's just water with it. Hydrated CaSO4. Okay. And if it's just powdered form or just copper sulfate in its non-crystal form, they call it anhydrous copper sulfate. Okay, just weird terminology for them. Otherwise, it's just calculation. Where do you use them? How do you use them? We, even in A levels, we just care about the calculation of its MR. Okay, and let's try doing that. What's the MR for copper? What is the MR for copper?
$64.
That's brilliant. And I think the sum of this comes out to be 250. And the moles is going to be, I wonder if you guys can see this clearly, the light green color. Oh, it's not too bad. The moles is going to be equal to the mass of it divided by its MR, which we just calculated, which is going to give us 0.4, I believe. Is that clear?
Yes.
Easy? How many of you found this straightforward?
So it's simple.
Okay. All right. Hey, look at that. Sulfur dioxide is back. Let's try this. Let's ignore example 4 and let's do example 3. Hey, we have 4 people watching on YouTube. Hi guys, what's up? You guys want to say hi? I don't know who's watching. I should have dressed up. What do you guys think? 5 people watching. 6? Wow. Are you guys going and watching on YouTube as well? Is that what it is? Okay, now it's 5 again. So fascinated. Say hi, guys, people on YouTube. Who's watching? Hey, 4 likes.
Error sending message.
Okay. Awesome.
Sir, it's not sending the messages.
Really? It's disabled? I can do it.
I don't know, sir. It says error.
Oh,
Say hi,
maybe
guys.
try refreshing. I don't know. That's a game breaker. People can't ask questions. La la la. How's the quality? 7 watching. FBI interesting. Hi Ashwin. Ashwin, like every time I go live, Ashwin watches it. How's the quality? I can't turn on my audio, otherwise it's I'm gonna hear myself, which I don't want to do. Eight watching. Okay. I think it's just our class going there and watching it. Gua Gua. Gua Gua, back to you. It's probably confusing for you guys because I'm talking in the videos probably. Can you make bombs from this? What? Okay, let's try this question. The mass if 3 moles of sulfur dioxide are there. I like this green, so I'll continue with this. So it's just moles equals to mass over the MR. 3 equals to mass I want to figure out, and the MR is 64, I believe. 3 times 64 is 132, 92?
192.
192 grams. Brilliant. Okay. Easy. Let's ignore this. And yes, let's do the first 5 questions. First 5. Hi, Haram. How are you? Welcome to the Disney Channel. Is that a meme? How do you say that? Is that a thing? Dua, welcome. Oh, I didn't see you in class, Aram. Or on Zoom, I see you on. Oh, you're in class. There are quite a few people at this point. I like how our attendance just gradually increases by the time the first class is ending. It's like, let's make it for at least one of the classes. Maybe we'll get attendance marked. Yeah, I think quite a few. Like everyone's just on both of them.
The first one is 0.27.
What? What's in the background? It shouldn't be 0.27. I think it's just 0.5 moles.
Oh,
Guys, do not forget to write
oops.
moles in front. I think this is just 2. I think people can find the confidence and just do it orally without writing anything down, especially the first few. I think the third one is 0.1. Fourth one, I don't know. What's the MR? Let's get some prettier colors. The MR is 12 plus 6 plus 16. And what is that? 44? No. Is that 44?
46.
46? Thank you. No, it's not 46, is it?
Sir, it's 34.
It's not. Abey, yaar. It's 44. 12
Sir,
plus 6 is
फिर से check
18.
करें.
Acha, haan, you're right. I'm being schooled. Oh, it's not 12, it's 24. That's why. I was confused because it can't be that low. There are 2 carbons, huh? That's why you should write everything down properly, right? Okay, so it's 24 plus 6 is going to be 30, 46. Someone was right when they said 46. I think Ramsha, or who said it? Who said it? Who was it?
Yes, sir, I said it.
All right, brilliant. Okay. And then that's going to be, the moles is going to be just be 230 over 46. And what is that, 5? 5?
Yes, it's 5.
Brilliant. 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 Let's try pink. Okay, the MR is, this is going to be easy, 24 plus 4, 28. And the moles is going to be, really cramping it here.
So it's 20.
It can be 20. It's 24. This is 24 plus 4. Right?
It's
There are
20.
2 carbons. It's 28, yeah. Okay. So that's probably going to be what? 20 or something? What is this? 560 divided by 20.
It is 20.
Yeah, sir, it's 20.
I'm not getting a full number, full number. And I'm live on YouTube. Full number. I'm getting 21.54.
So I'm exactly getting 20.
Really? 560 divided by
Yes, sir.
26. I went with 26. I'm sorry. 20. It is exactly 20. That makes sense because, yeah, 20 minutes. Okay. Okay. Everyone clear? Should we end it right here? Coming to, when are you coming to? Who's FBI? Is it one of us or is it someone we don't know? You know what my channel logo should be? I want that nails emoticon to be my channel logo. You know the emoticon where you're just polishing your nails? You know the one?
Yes.
Isn't that the best emoticon? The other class, I've asked them to just, I only have 3 fingers. I've asked them to, whenever they send me an email, they should have the emoticon. They should. Either this or, you know, the Patrick one with the nails. Do you guys know that one?
Why are you choosing nails only?
I don't know. It's just so sassy. Like, you know, whenever you say something, just Ramsha, try typing some message in chat. Just anything. You can get me the logo. Aram can get me the logo. They rigged the elections. Sir's being weird again. Okay, now say the same thing, Ramsha, but with the emoticon. Say the same thing, but with the emoticon. Ramsha. Say it. Can you use emoticons in the chat? You can, right? So I'll try saying it. Ramsha's being weird again. Oh yeah, okay. There we go.
Sir, allow
Isn't that so
screen
much better?
sharing.
Huh?
Allow screen sharing.
Allow screen share? I'm scared because I'm online on YouTube. Who wants to share screen?
So you want to see that emoji?
You want to see the? Say that again.
The emoji.
You're so. But wo Ramsha sent it in the thing, na? But someone you're so down and low on energy when it's an online class. But like she bosses me around so much. She bosses everyone around at
सर ये
school.
आप क्या सबको कह रहे हैं मैंने कब
YouTube पे
किया
live कर रहा हूँ मैं live बोल रहा हूँ ये YouTube पे everyone will know.
ये गलत बोल रहे हो आप
ये गलत बात नहीं
सर
है
आप सही बोल रहे
सर
हैं
ये आप
आप
फंसाएंगे सर मुझे आप
सर आप बिल्कुल सही
It's
बोल
like
रहे हैं
ये बस
it's
आग
true.
सारे बीच
Like
में आ गए
I know like other people have seen it. How many of
नो
you guys agree?
सर दे आर लाइंग
सर ब्रेक के वक्त पीछे
मैं
भाग
बोल
गए
रहा हूँ and they're just agreeing with me. What do you mean they're lying? Sir, they're lying. Sir, you're lying. Just all of
सर आप
this.
झूठ बोल के मुझे फंसा रहे हैं
I like when she's even defending, she's like kind of being bossy. But right now she's tired, so she's not too bossy. But okay, let's end it here. 10 minutes. Let's come back in 10 minutes. Is that okay? So 9:13 पे वापस आता है. ठीक है, it's 9:03. Let's come back at 9:13. Oh yeah, the SK. Yeah, I'm too old to realize the SK thing. All right, let's meet at 9:13. Bye bye guys. Or you can stay around if you guys want to. I'll start the live share. Thank you people watching online. 5 people. I think it's the same people. Okay. 9:13, yes. Okay. I'll end it actually. My laptop's heating up.